Hey, well, this is Rob from Brown's PR. You guys, just about 5 minutes, we'll get started, all right? All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for today's press conference with Obo Okoronkwo. We do have Obo in the room. Obo, if you're there, we're ready for you when you are. If you could turn on your camera, and then we'll unmute and get started. Can you hear us all right, Obo?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we have you. Thanks so much for joining us today.
I'm working out right now. I just finished working out. Do I need to turn the music down in the gym, or is it okay?
You're in good shape. Thank you for asking. Greatly appreciate that. Welcome to the Cleveland Browns. We're excited to have you, and we appreciate taking the time to speak with our media today. We're going to go ahead and open up to questions now. The first question today will be from Cam Justice.
Hi, Obo. Nice to meet you. Welcome to Cleveland.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
So you already seemed to kind of evaluate some of the opportunities here when you got here, mentioning working with Jim Schwartz and Myles Garrett is something you're excited about. I was wondering, what is it about those two guys that makes you so excited to start getting to be around?
With Coach Schwartz, just traditionally, DNs have a lot of success in his defense, high sack numbers, high production. I'm really excited about that. And then playing on the other side of Myles Garrett, I think it speaks for itself. He's been one of the best pass rushers in the league year in and year out. Being able to play alongside him will open up a lot of things for me. So I'm excited about that as well.
When you got here, a lot of your highlights started coming up, and there's that spin move that you just couldn't miss on the tape. But now pass rushers have a bag of moves they pull from. Do you think you've got more stuff in there that you're ready to start uncovering here in Cleveland?
We'll see. The best pass rushers only use 3 to 4 moves. You don't need 100 moves. So we'll see. I like my bread and butter, but I'm always willing to add more things to the tool belt.
Thanks, Cam. Next up, Scott Petrick.
Hi, how you doing? Are you comfortable with us calling you Obo? Is that all right?
Obo's fine. That's my name.
Okay, good. Hey, why do you think you came on so strong at the end of last season?
I think it was just more opportunity. I went from playing anywhere from 8 to 10 snaps to 30. So, when you get more snaps and more opportunity, you get to do more things with it. I felt like when I got moved to the starting position, and I took full advantage of it.
And then, how confident are you that you can continue to build on that with probably more opportunities with the Browns?
I think the best is yet to come for me. I don't think anybody has seen my best ball yet. So I'm excited to show everybody.
Thank you, Scott. Let's go to Mary Kay Cabot.
Yes, Obo. I've seen you lobbying for, Odell Beckham Jr., getting excited. I mean, you've really jumped into sort of the dog pound culture. So can you explain, why you're kind of trying to maybe see if OBJ could come back, and how excited you are to be part of what's going on here?
I'll start with saying I'm super excited to be a part of what's going on in Cleveland, because just how talented that roster is. I'm really ready to get in there, start talking to the guys, seeing where everybody's head is at. And recruiting OBJ, it's as simple as I want to win, and he's a talented player. I won a Super Bowl with him a couple years ago. When he got to the team, he made the team better from day one. So, I know he has history here. I want to win a Super Bowl. So it's not like I just want OBJ here in particular. I want just good players who can help us win.
What did he think about that when he saw that you kind of tried to reach out a hand for him?
Those conversations are private. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Mary Kay. Ashley Bastock, give her next question.
Hey, Obo, nice to meet you. I just want to ask, have you gotten to talk to Myles a lot yet? And if yes, whatever you want to share about those conversations, I guess.
Yeah, we've talked. We're just excited to go get after quarterbacks. He's watched a lot of my game, and I've of course watched a bunch of his game. We're just ready to play with each other, learn what each other likes and how to play off of each other. So yeah, we're just excited to just get going.
And then to follow up on Scott's question, about you getting more opportunities last year and more snaps as a starter, I guess for you, did your mindset change when more opportunities came, or have you always kind of had the same mindset when you're out there on the field?
Nothing changed at all since I started playing in the NFL. I have my routine. My approach was exactly the same. I make sure I'm ready at all times, whether I'm playing one snap or 100. I'm always just going to be prepared to play.
Appreciate it, Ashley. Dale Ryder, go ahead.
Hey, Obo, welcome to Cleveland. You mentioned learning to play off each other when it comes to Myles as bookends. Just in your mind, how do you envision that kind of playing out and materializing on the field? What is it about you two guys and your skill sets that you feel like is going to really create havoc for opposing linemen?
I think that me and Myles both possess a combination of traits: speed, power, and quickness. So that both edges. Coming off of both edges. Excuse me.
Sorry, go ahead. You broke up for a second.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, me and Myles both have a combination of of power, speed, and quickness. So that coming off of both edges is going to be a lot for an offensive line to deal with. So we're just excited to see how they're going to try to block us.
And when Jim Schwartz was hired, he mentioned how he's not your typical send the house blitz defensive coordinator. He kind of is looking for that pressure to come naturally from his D line. So just when you talk to him about that, what has you most excited about really fitting into that profile that he's looking for?
I'm just excited that he has faith in on our front four to get pressure without blitzing. That's the ultimate compliment for a defensive line if you don't have to blitz. And I feel like he has the guys to do it in this defense.
Thank you, Daryl. Chrissy, Sterling, you're up.
Hey, appreciate it. Welcome to Cleveland.
Thank you.
Wanted to ask you about how much of a schematic in terms of what you were asked to do change was there from going from the Rams to the Texans last year, and how much of a change do you feel like it'll be in what you're asked to do going from the Texans to now here to the Browns?
I think with the Rams, I was asked to drop a little bit more, play a little bit more linebacker, versus with the Texans, I was full time with my hand in the dirt. Sometimes I stand up, but still playing defensive end essentially. I think what the Texans asked me to do is very similar to what the Browns asked me to do, except that I'll be on the edge more with the Browns. And, as an edge player, I love being on the edge. So that's always a plus for me.
How difficult of an adjustment was it going from kind of being a stand-up, like 3-4 almost line outside backer to being kind of more hand in the dirt?
I think it was a little easier, We're playing defensive end. All you need to know is, what direction you're going versus what coverage you're in, So I feel like it was easier. I was able to play fast immediately from day one. So I liked it. The transition wasn't hard at all.
Thanks, Chris. Next question will be from Dan Lobby.
Hey, Obo, welcome to Cleveland. Was it ever difficult kind of waiting for that opportunity that you finally got in Houston? Were there ever any challenges how did you deal with that?
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't, everybody feels like they deserve to play, So I feel like I was working really hard, I was doing the things that were necessary to get on the field. I was just waiting on my time, it was nobody's fault. When opportunity came, I took advantage of it, and I don't have when I look back, I don't have any malice or bad feelings about it. I'm really appreciative to Coach Lovey, to Coach Jock, for the opportunities they gave me.
And then I wanted to ask you, you obviously talked about Myles Garrett, but you also got to play with Aaron Donald. And I've heard stories about his work ethic and kind of what he's like. What did you learn from him?
That guy is really gifted, so a lot that I learned from him was just a mindset, if you hear him play, you know how relentless he is, how much the game means to him, how much he loves it. I think that's just watching the way he plays and the way he works, and all how early he comes to work just to get more film, just the little things that he does. Because a lot of people will say that he's a gifted athlete, and yes, he really is, but he puts in so much work outside of the field, off the field, just to prepare himself for what he's gonna get in these games. Because a guy like Aaron Donald is getting triple teamed every game, So it's for him to be able to play at the high level, he has to come in and watch extra film, stay after, a lot of body work, just a full-on pro, and I feel like that's what I took from him, watching him and playing alongside him.
Thanks, Dan. Back to Scott Petrick.
Hi. Obviously, you're one of many moves the Browns have made on defense since free agency started. Have you talked to guys like Dalvin and Juan, and how confident are you that you can be part of a big turnaround on that side of the ball?
Yeah, I've talked to Dalvin. I haven't got a chance to talk to Juan yet, but I watched his tape and I really like what I saw. I think that the Browns are doing a great job in free agency. I feel like our defense they're fortifying the defense. I feel like we have a lot of good players in a lot of different spots, and I'm ready to see how we complement each other.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Cameron Justice is up again.
I know you mentioned you were just done with a workout, and I know it's downtime where you get to, travel, relax in the off season, but I know the mentality also is for a lot of players that grind doesn't stop. So I was just wondering what this part of the off season typically looks like for you in terms of like that workout training, staying ready, and how maybe this move to Cleveland works into those plans and how that maybe changes things for you.
I think this part of the off season is just getting in shape, making sure your body is as healthy as it can be. It's going to be a long season, so you got to make sure you just prepare your body for that. I think it's more towards the summers when the workouts get very strenuous. Right now we're just taking care of ourselves, making sure we're in shape for OTAs.
Thank you, Cam. Daryl Ryder, you're up.
I wanted to ask you, what's been the most challenging thing that you've had to overcome in your young career, and just how has that made you a better person, a better player?
I think the most challenging thing I had to overcome was just waiting my time, waiting for my opportunity. I think that made me a better player because it just showed me how to make the most out of like my opportunities. When I was getting about 5 to 10 snaps, what can I do in those 5 to 10 snaps instead of complaining about why I'm not getting 20 to 30, I feel like it just made me more of an efficient player. I was a pass rush specialist for the Rams. I feel like I made the most out of those snaps that I got. Moving forward, now that I have a lot of snaps, I treat it the same way. I try to just make the most out of all those snaps and be as efficient as possible.
And coming in here expected to be a starter now, so you're not really worrying about when those opportunities are going to come. Just has that changed your mindset at all, knowing that you come to Cleveland as a core contributor on defense?
It definitely hasn't changed my mindset. I'm a guy who I play with a chip on my shoulder. That's the way I train. That's the way I approach everything. So it hasn't really changed much. I'm still going to Cleveland feeling like there's a lot of things that I deserve that I haven't gotten, and I'm going to work that way.
Thank you, Daryl. We'll take two more for Obo. Mary Kay Cabot, Ashley Bastock. Mary Kay.
Yeah, just wondering, how grateful are you that the Browns looked at that, last 8 games of yours last year and, and didn't think it was just some kind of a, fluky thing and realized that that's probably who you are and maybe who you always should have been, and are giving you that opportunity to do more of that?
I'm just grateful. I'm glad that the Browns did their homework on me. I feel like it's a really good fit for both parties. I feel like I fit into exactly what they're looking for, and I feel like I'm gonna bring them that production that they've been looking for on the other side of Miles. So I think everything worked out well.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mary Kay. Final one, Ashley.
Just kind of another you playing with Miles question, I guess, from your own particular skills, and knowing what he can do and watching his film, what do you think about what you do complements what he does?
I think that his speed off the edge is amazing. It's second to none. His bend is also second to none. I think where I can compliment him is I think a lot of people talk about my spin moves, but I think my long arm and my ability to crush the pocket and disrupt the pocket is one of my biggest attributes. So I think as he's rushing the edge, flying off the edge with all that speed, as I crush the pocket and just make the quarterback uncomfortable and have to escape in ways that he's not used to, I think that'll just open it up for Miles more.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ashley. Obo, once again, appreciate the time speaking with our media today. Look forward to having you back
guys
here in a little bit. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thanks again for taking the time to meet with us today. We'll be in touch about potential future availabilities. If you need anything from us, feel free to reach out. Transcript coming your way soon. Take care.